Hi, my name is John.
And my name is Lloyd.
And we're the hosts of The Pint,
a pop culture podcast.
Lloyd, if you had to tell any of the people out there that might be listening to The Pint for the first time about anything unsavory or disconcerting we might do on the show, what would you warn them about?
Well, sometimes we drop spoilers, and sometimes we swear like motherfucking sailors.
Fuck yeah, we do. You heard it from him. You've been warned.
Listen in.
Hey Charlie, you see the Running Man last night? I'll never miss it. I even won $500. You lucky bastard.
Take two. Welcome to another episode of The Pint. I've got Laura and Larry here with me. 2 L's, not 3. We had 3, but I had to kick one of them the fuck out. And I'm not talking about Lloyd. You know who you are if you're listening. You know who you fucking are. We're here, the 35th anniversary of The Running Man. We did an episode a while ago, me and Larry and Lloyd and Larry's friend Sean. Our friend Sean.
Yeah,
we're friends.
You
we're
can be
friends.
You can be friends with
We
him.
friends? Sean
Yeah,
Brick? Sean
we're
Brickley?
friends.
So we did Predator, and the whole episode of Predator, Larry went, I like Predator, but it's not The Running Man. I like The Running Man. The Running Man. So I said, let's just fucking do an
Well,
episode.
first of all, I don't think I sound like that.
That was a great impression.
Was it
Larry.
really?
Yes,
Oh
that's
my God.
exactly what you sound like.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
It's very hard to talk to.
Hey
you.
guys, you know what? hey guys, you know what I like a lot? I'm a big fan of The Running Man. I've got a Running Man shirt on today.
I do. I'm not talking like that, but I do have a Running Man shirt on.
have a running.
I want to ask you a question before we get too deep into this.
Did you just hear Laura did it? She mocked me.
She mocked you.
Yeah.
Laura's got
I
a
feel
little.
like I'm at home with my children.
Laura's got a little bit of an attitude, if you
Yeah.
haven't noticed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like cavity colors, terror threads, Larry.
Yeah.
Like, are they floating on your dime? Like, are you keeping these places in business? Like,
Yeah.
the amount of shirts you have.
I have a lot of shirts.
How many T-shirts would you say you have? And don't be cute.
Just movies?
Movies, yeah.
Movies. 300?
Oh my God.
Shit.
Wow.
Now, you've recently lost quite a bit of weight. Now, what would be the number of things that, like, maybe are not fitting you anymore because you grew up, under them?
A lot of them, but I'm still wearing them anyway.
You still wear them anyway, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I can't replace them.
You can make them into crop tops.
I could.
There you go. Nice.
A
A little
good
bit of
crop
Larry
top.
belly button.
Yep.
Everybody wants some on my belly button.
Mm-hmm.
Laura, well, you have a meatloaf shirt on
I
tonight,
do.
and I don't mean the food. I mean Marvin.
Yeah, it's like
Marvin Lee a day.
Ah, meatloaf. Fuck.
I never know what she's
What's
doing
she
in
doing
there.
back there? That was nunchucked you, man.
Would you say you're not near 300, are you? T-shirt like concert / whatever shirts.
No, I do have a lot. I'd say I probably have like 75.
I
number.
maybe have like 25 like print shirts that I kind of.
Oh, well, we didn't even talk about like music shirts.
Oh, that's 300 just movies.
Just movies.
Okay,
yeah.
I know you said that, but I guess I wasn't.
Oh yeah, concert shirts and shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, now I have to go home and count my T-shirts, so that's how I'm going to spend the rest of my Friday night, just
All right.
so I
I have-
can know.
In my what's that thing called? A closet.
Closet.
there's a shelf at the top with like about 4 feet in between the shelf and the ceiling. And that's got 4 stacks of folded T-shirts from the ceiling to that. 2 drawers that are full of ones that are kind of in play right now. Like
Okay.
I switch them out. I'm like, all right, this
Yeah.
month I'm going to have these. But then on my floor next to my bed is another couple stacks. And then downstairs is bins and bins of others.
Where do you keep your children?
They have their own rooms, but actually, Owen's closet has like my suits. I gotta get those out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get those out of there. But Jalen's is surprisingly free of my clothing.
Nothing in there.
Nothing in there.
None of
Owen's-
your what was it again? Your like 35 pair of glasses or something?
No, those are on my dresser.
Okay.
All my shoes, a lot of shoes.
Are you a shoe head? Did we ever talk about that?
I have a lot of shoes.
Okay.
And glasses, I have like 20 something
Wow.
pairs.
Good Lord. Interesting. So Laura's going to go home and count all of her shirts.
Yes.
So we're discussing The Running Man. It came out on November 13th, 1987. Originally supposed to be released in July, but I think TriStar released this, and they moved it because Schwarzenegger had another movie come out in July, as we talked about before, which actually was June, Predator. So they didn't want to compete against himself. So they pulled that, and they put it out in November. Directed by Paul Michael Glazer. So I know him as Starsky, right?
Okay.
From Dave Starsky from Starsky and Hutch, 75 to 79. He directed a couple movies, The Air Up There, Kevin Bacon.
Yep.
He directed Kazam with Shaquille O'Neal.
Yep.
But he directed a movie, Larry, that you were mentioning before off air
Yeah.
as a favorite of yours, which I wouldn't pin as a favorite of yours. Well,
Yeah.
What was the film, Larry?
The Cutting Edge.
The Cutting Edge.
Yeah. Moira Kelly and D.B. Sweeney.
Give us the rundown. What's that about? I've never heard the full synopsis of this movie ever before.
So I find that hard to believe,
Yeah.
but Moira Kelly is a American figure skater, a pairs figure skater, and Olympic hopeful since she was a child. As a matter of fact, her mother was an Olympic skater. She could never find a partner, or her coaches could never find her a partner that could win Olympic gold. They had one. The partner blew it in the Olympics, or so they thought. The father and the coach worked together to try to find a new partner for the next Olympic Games for their daughter, Kate. And no other reputable male figure skater would work with her because she had a bad attitude, etc. Great skater, but just really, really hard to deal with. So this Russian coach of hers found an ex-hockey player. Her kid, played by D.B. Sweeney, he was supposed to be like the next Gretzky, but in his last college game, I think he took a puck to the eye and lost sight in one eye, so no NHL team would touch him, and he wasn't able to play anywhere. He'd spent like the next few years like just traveling across the country trying to try out for like barnstorming teams or whatever. But this Russian guy saw the way he skated and was like, I can make a figure skater out of this guy. And so it's the story of putting this uppity, rich figure skater girl with an attitude along with this kind of rough and tumble, blue-collar hockey guy, and putting them together to see if they can win Olympic gold.
It's a sports chick flick is what you're saying.
Totally.
Okay.
100%. Yes.
All right.
Yes, definitely a chick flick.
Part of the dichotomy
Love
of
it.
you, Larry, being like probably when this came out in the early 90s,
Yeah.
you were probably, as you've said before, like at your worst, maybe like,
Yeah.
just like causing trouble left
Yep.
and right, fighting off the entire New Haven police force.
Yep.
As I've read a recent interchange between you and a friend. But then like on the weekends, you're going to see The Cutting Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking love this movie, man.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Did you ever do any ice skating because you were inspired by this movie?
No, but I did used to ice skate, but not,
Okay.
not because of the movie.
No.
Yeah, no. Because there were chicks at the rink. So
Yeah.
we used to go to Wonderland of Ice in Bridgeport and ice skate.
Oh.
Mhm.
Did it ever work? Like just the fact that you were skating, picking up chicks at the ice skating rink?
I don't know if it was because I was skating, but I was able to pick up some chicks.
All right, good for you. That's
Yeah.
good.
It was probably my long blonde hair, I would
Ah,
say.
yes, we do love that.
Yep.
That's Laura's opinion, not the
Yeah.
Pint's.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily
Yeah.
that's not
Or-
necessarily ours.
It was either the hair or the leather jacket with the cut-off denim jacket over it.
Oh, so you were extra sweaty
100%.
with your long hair
Yes.
at the
But it was
ice skating
also the
rink.
nice. But it was also the nice rink.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
I don't know.
Well,
Ice skating is just very physical, though. I can't do it. I have no coordination. I fall over. I will slice open my legs and my arms.
Yeah.
I don't do it, but it's a very physical activity.
Please don't do it after the way you described the outcome. I would hate to.
Yeah, I would,
what
stay,
happened?
I would
what-
stay away from skates if I were you.
Haven't seen Laura in a while. What happened? She killed herself ice skating.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she like cut
She
her
managed
legs.
to cut off 3 limbs.
She's 3 limbs in one
Like
shot.
immediately, she just got on the ice and just pieces.
It was terrifying. It was horrifying and terrifying. It was all the defying.
So yeah, we should do a cutting edge episode.
Okay, I probably yeah. We'll,
All right.
we'll put that at some point. This movie was written by Stephen E. D'Souza. You might know him from he wrote Commando,
Yep.
Die Hard, and Die Hard 2, which in some circles is called Die Harder, based on a novel by a guy I've never heard of before.
Oh, Richard Bachman.
Richard Bachman, 1982. Have you ever heard of Richard Bachman, Laura?
No, he's an absolute mystery to me.
Is he an absolute mystery? Okay,
Yeah.
so Richard Bachman, I think we all know,
Yes.
is the nom de plume, a.k.a. pseudonym, of one Mr. Stephen King.
Right.
Mm.
I will say this right off the bat before we get into the movie. The Running Man is one of my favorite Stephen King novels.
Okay.
I've read it more than once.
It's a great one.
It's fucking incredible.
Mhm.
And not saying I don't like this movie, but one of my beefs with this movie is that it is
it's so
not the
different.
novel. Right?
Yeah, it's so different. So different.
I've never read the book, but
So good,
It's
Laura.
great.
It's
Yeah.
short, too. It's
okay.
210 pages or something.
Oh, okay.
So the original idea in the novel, and originally this movie was going to star Christopher Reeve, and it was going to be based on the story of the novel. So here's what the novel is about. The movie is The Running Man is this popular game show, and they take criminals and they run them through this obstacle course that kind of goes through like these streets of LA and all this stuff. And it's in like 3 hours or something, right? It's a one night thing, and they've got to face off against the stalkers, these warriors and all that. The novel takes 30 days. And the idea is that it's this dystopian future, everybody's sick and suffering and dying, and the Ben Richards character, his wife, I think, either died or is dying, and he's like out of work. He volunteers to be on The Running Man. And in the novel, I don't remember where it starts and finishes. I think it starts in Boston and finishes somewhere else, or vice versa. But he's got to get across the country in 30 days and complete all these checkpoints. He gets to a checkpoint, he has to film himself live, and anybody in the streets can go out. It's Purge-ish almost, can go after him and try to kill him. So it's very different. It's excellent. It's so fucking good.
Why did they make this movie then? Like this? Why? That sounds
Because
like
this too is a great movie.
Well,
No, I'm not putting down this movie, but that story just sounds way more compelling and interesting.
Yeah. And it is. Whether I think even Larry, loving this movie, can admit. So they were originally going to do this with Christopher Reeve, and then it just became a budgetary thing. When Christopher Reeve left and they brought Schwarzenegger in, they reworked it to become this whole, one day
Yeah, because
thing.
Ben Richards in the book was not this giant
Muscly
Schwarzenegger. He
super
wasn't
cop.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Right.
Just a regular dude.
regular dude.
Regular dude. So,
In a world that wasn't eating, so he was, kind of emaciated and
yeah.
Yeah, I think that definitely sounds like it adds another level to the story that just makes it sound more interesting.
It's one of the few books I've read a ton of novels. I don't read a ton of novels anymore, but I've read that 2 or 3 times. I love that story.
Did you ever read The Long Walk?
No.
That's my favorite Bachman.
I heard that's really good, yeah.
You should read that.
Stand By Me was a Bachman one too, right? Or no? Was that King? Okay.
It was just The Long Walk, Rage, which Stephen King had pulled off the shelf.
That's
It was
the
a
school shooter, yeah.
The Running Man. Thinner was the last one before he was found out. I'm missing one.
There was
from
4 or 5, right?
There's 4 in the Bachman books, and then Thinner. And then he released one after as Richard Bachman, but he was long found.
He did that years later,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
As
yeah.
like a thing.
There was
Yeah.
5. There's the Bachman books, which is like a compilation of 4 of the novellas.
I had that years ago. That's how I read
can't
The Running
remember.
Man.
Oh, Roadwork.
Okay.
Roadwork is the 4th one, and then Thinner was the last one before he was.
Wait,
discovered.
is the Long Walk the one where the kids have to, they walk basically? I read that, where the
Okay.
kids volunteer, and
Yeah.
if you stop, they kill you. And
Yeah.
I did read that. That's a crazy story.
Yeah, I love that.
That's
story.
a crazy story.
Love it.
All right, so we did not get that movie. The director that was hired for this, Paul Michael Glaser, was originally offered the job. He did not take it. And then they hired Andrew Davis, who went on to direct The Fugitive and Under Siege. He started filming this movie, and within 8 days, they said he was like fucking millions of dollars over budget and behind. So they fired him, and they contacted Glaser again. Schwarzenegger, who was in the movie at this point, did not want them to hire Glaser, because he said he was too much like a TV director, and he even feels like this movie feels too much like a TV show rather than a movie. He feels like it's not cinematic enough, which I kind of understand. Like, whether you like Predator more or not, this movie feels less cinematic to me. It's not as big.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? So let's get into the cast of this thing.
My God, it's full of stars.
Let's see who is in this. So we have Arnold Schwarzenegger.
A lot of people in this.
Oh yeah.
Big cast.
Arnold Schwarzenegger plays Ben Richards. You might know him from Predator, as we mentioned 6 times already, and The Terminator. Maria Conchita Alonso plays Amber Mendez, Predator 2. So we got a lot of Predator stuff going on. She was also in Colors. Here's one of my favorites. Yaphet Kotto.
Yaphet Kotto.
William Laughlin. I love Yaphet Kotto.
He is Truck Turner, Fridays Foster, he was like a staple of blaxploitation movies. There are two blaxploitation actors whose names I absolutely love.
I know the second one you're going to
You
say.
know the second one?
'Cause
Yaphet Kotto being one of my favorite. The second one, Thalamus Rusalala.
Rusalala.
Fucking
Ooh.
great fucking
Yeah.
name. What a great name.
Yeah, the first time I ever saw that was you showed one of the trailers at one of your shows.
Yeah.
And they, they're like, and
And
Thalamus
Rusalala.
Rusalala. And I'm like, fuck. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
That's
it
a
is.
mouthful. So, yeah, if you don't know him from those movies, you also know him from Alien and Live and Let Die. Richard Dawson from Family Feud. And I would be remiss to say you got to go check out the supercut of Richard Dawson kissing women
Yeah.
on the Family Feud in the 70s. It's gross. It's horrifying. And a lot of these women are into it. But, that it was a different time.
It was a different time.
Larry, do you remember the thing about the 70s and early 80s that I
When you were
remember?
just allowed to randomly kiss women?
Just randomly kiss women, but also, do you remember how, like, in, like, people's houses, the only colors that existed were, like, brown, olive,
Like a light
orange,
green.
light green.
Pink?
Every picture of me as a toddler to, like, a 6-year-old, I'm in a room that looks like the Caldors logo threw up everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
100%. and a lot of wood paneling up half or the whole wall.
Yeah.
Like either halfway up the wall or all the way up to the ceiling.
Yep.
Paneling.
Wood paneling everywhere.
My friend's mother had a fucking station wagon that was paneled. Do you remember that? Do you
Oh,
remember
yeah.
the station wagons had
I
paneling
remember
outside?
when that was the
Like,
thing, yeah.
Jesus Christ, how much paneling
The
can you really
woodies.
have?
Yeah.
They made it look fancier.
Oh, did it though? Did it?
You're too young, Laura. You grew up in a time where everything was more like purples and like I think there was more color in the world when you were probably a little kid.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're an
I
80s
remember.
You're an
colorful.
80s baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was born in '86.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah, you're
yeah.
an 80s baby.
Pictures of you are from like 4 years old, 1990.
You've got
I'm
like
happy
you've got like
it's bright
galaxies
outside,
behind you.
yeah.
They've got the galaxies and shit behind you.
Like Lisa Frank was just on the cusp of everything.
Dude,
so.
Our pictures were like in front of like a curtain that was painted to look like a bookshelf.
Yeah.
Like fake books.
Like your dad holding you with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, almost
Yeah.
poking you in the eye.
Yeah.
That was like
a lot
that
of
was my-
corduroy.
Corduroy was big when we were kids,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, a lot of everybody was swishy when they walked.
Yeah.
Oh, I just had a lot of spandex and those like jelly shoes.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
Like that just gave you blisters by looking at them. I don't know who thought that was a good idea to have hard plastic shoes.
Mm,
yeah.
Your feet just got sweaty and they're like, ugh, I'm just. Ugh.
yeah.
Jelly shoes and Caldor's logo living rooms here on the pint. So who else do we have here? Jesse Ventura,
Yeah.
who we also know from Predator, also from a movie called Abraxas. If you've ever seen that, that's a fun
never
one.
have.
That's a fun one. It's a bad sci-fi movie.
Why don't you tell me about Abraxas?
Abraxas is Jesse Ventura plays a interstellar alien bounty hunter named Abraxas. I can't do it.
What do you know about it? I was there.
Jesse Ventura. Let's see. He's Captain Freedom in this, and
So great.
he has one of the greatest scenes in the whole movie. There's a scene early in the movie
What, when he walks out in all the tin?
when that's great too. There's a scene early in the film.
this stuff.
This stupid shit. There's a scene early in the film where Maria Conchita Alonso is watching a aerobics show. And it's a bunch of women
that's
aerobicizing, and then every once in a while, it's Jesse Ventura as Captain Freedom just walking on the screen going, oof, and like making like a muscle pose, and then just walking off the screen again.
Yeah.
So this is the world we're living in. 2019, by the way. 2019.
Right.
So
The book was 2025.
okay.
I don't know why they went back a few years for the movie, but the book was 2025.
Well, in 87, 2019 was like fucking
long time away.
That was like, we're gonna have spaceships and we're gonna be living on fucking moons,
Flying cars.
flying cars. That's awesome. Jim Brown, one of the NFL's
best.
all-time greatest running backs.
Yeah.
He plays Fireball in movie roles. You might know him from Mars Attacks and one of my favorites, I'm Gonna Get You, Sucka. Which is a fucking great movie.
Three the Hard Way.
Three the Hard Way. Erland Van Lith played Dynamo the Wanderers, one of Larry's favorites, which I've never seen. I got to watch
Yeah,
eventually.
you do. It's so great.
And he plays Grossberger in Stir Crazy. We Bad. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder maybe at their funniest. Erland Van Lith, big dude.
Real big deal.
Real big dude, died at the age of 34.
Yep.
2 months before this movie opened, in September of 87. He had just gotten married a year prior. He had a doctorate in computer sciences from MIT.
Yep.
So everything looking
Opera
good.
singer.
Opera singer, and he passed away. So, and it was funny because I did not know that. And when I did my research, I was very surprised to read that. Especially the fact that like he died before the movie came out.
Right.
Which is kind of crazy. So All right, so that's kind of our main cast. Larry, is there anybody I'm missing that you want to throw in there? Yeah.
Professor Toru Tanaka.
Toru Tanaka, yeah. Yep.
I mean,
Sub-Zero.
wrestler from the 70s, but also episode of Little House. He was on Little House.
Was he on Little House?
He was on Little House on the Prairie.
Was he in ER too or no?
No, not that I remember. Well, obviously, Mick Fleetwood and Dweezil Zappa. You can't.
Oh yeah, you can't leave those out of the cast list.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I think Mick Fleetwood plays himself in this movie.
100%. We'll get to that.
yeah.
We got to get to that.
We'll get to that. All right.
Really surprised because I know Mallrats is one of your favorite movies of all time.
Oh, no,
and
no.
you don't
Yeah.
mention LaForce.
I don't mention him because he's in every Schwarzenegger movie.
I know.
That's Sven-Ole Thorsen.
Yeah.
That's like Schwarzenegger's old boy.
Yeah,
And yeah, he
but
plays
it's LaForce.
It is LaForce. It is LaForce.
Anybody else?
Kurt Fuller, who plays the same character in every single movie
Yes.
that he's in.
Yes.
The guy from Wayne's World, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, George Wilbur is in it. He was Lieutenant Saunders, and he was Michael Myers in Halloween 4.
Okay, and
Wow.
I don't remember seeing him in this, but I read that
Lynn Shay is in it too.
Lynn Shay, and the one I read
Eddie
was
Bunker,
Eddie
right?
Bunker.
I don't remember seeing him in
From
it.
Reservoir Dogs, Mr. Baloo,
Yeah.
the real life safe cracker.
Yeah.
It said he's in this, and unless he's like in that beginning
Is he in
camp
a
scene,
crowd or something? Oh yeah, maybe he's
I'm
in
thinking
the
he's in the prison
beginning.
scene. Yeah.
he
Yeah.
might be.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he would be
I
in the
never
Running
remember
Man
to look
crowd.
for him.
He's definitely in the prison.
I never remember
Yeah.
to look for him.
Yeah.
I never remember until after that he's actually in it. Same
Same
thing. Same thing with Lynn Shay. Like I know she's in it somewhere, but I never remember to look for her.
I don't know her name, but the woman that they called down, that Killian calls down to pick the Slayer is
Yeah.
Charlie Kelly's mom from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh my God! Yes.
Yeah,
She was. Oh god, she's been in a ton of shit. She's another one who's been in a ton
Yeah.
of shit.
Wow, I
She
did
was-
not pick that up.
Yeah,
oh my
it's
God,
Charlie's
you're
mom.
right.
She was in a movie
Wow.
recently where she played somebody's grandmother. I can't remember what it was.
She shows up randomly
Yeah,
in
yeah,
things.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So does Mac's mom.
Max mom is in Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Don't forget to feed Tina. You'd have a quesadilla, Napoleon.
Have a dang quesadilla. Go to the dunes. Heck's grandma doing it to dunes.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Grandma broke her coccyx.
Are we all in agreement? You love that movie? I love that movie.
I love Napoleon.
Can I tell you the
Dynamite,
story?
Yeah.
Can I tell you the story? So I bought it having heard about it and never watched it. This was like when it first came out on DVD. I was like, all right, I heard about this. I'm going to buy it. It was like $9 or whatever. Brought it home, watched it, and just like sat there looking at my TV. I don't think I laughed once. And then I immediately hit stop and fucking play again and then laughed through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like I had to process it first.
It's an
And
alien. It's an alien experience.
Yeah.
It's you're looking at people that you don't know.
Right.
But there's towns. These are places.
Yeah.
We're just not in that place.
No, and I know nothing about that place.
Yeah.
Like, this is something I've never seen. But like I said, it's the first time I was so confused, but intrigued enough to start it over right again, right there.
That guy, Jared. I can't think of his name. The director of that movie.
Hater.
Yeah,
Hater.
He made. No, that was John Heater.
Yeah, they have kind of similar names. I think.
Hesh. Or
Oh,
something like that.
they just start with H's.
I think it
that's
starts
the
with
only
H.
similarity.
He made 2 great movies in a row because Nacho Libre is.
I never saw it.
fucking. I love.
Geekies, little geese.
I never saw
Oh,
it.
dude! If you like Jack Black even a little bit,
I do.
Nacho Libre is one of his best movies.
Really?
Oh yeah. I drive Lindsay nuts with that one.
You know what I think my favorite Jack Black is?
What?
It's him playing the fucking druggie in Tropic Thunder. Just looking
Oh,
for
yeah,
Skittles.
that is
Yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where's my Skittles, man?
Yeah.
And he's
He does
tied to the
it really
tree.
well. Yeah.
I just love it. I just thought it was so great.
Yeah, it's School of Rock for me or Nacho Libre.
Yeah, my problem with School of Rock, I've just seen too much now at this point. It's just like, all right, I don't need that.
You know, it's a Broadway play, and like they made a TV show out
Yeah,
of it.
you just kind of got like over inundated.
I
with it.
almost beat up a little kid in the theater.
Do you want me to
Watch
take this
it.
out?
No, it's fine.
In
It's
case
fine.
the feds are listening.
I was with my girlfriend and we were there, and like right in front of us was probably like a dozen, I'd have to say like 6th or 7th graders, and they just kept talking.
Natural douchebags, yeah.
So finally I said to one of them, I said, one more word, I'm going to punch you right in the fucking mouth.
Mhm.
And he started to turn around. I was like, if you turn around, you're getting punched. And my girlfriend was just so fucking angry with me.
Now to the listeners, remember, this is 20 years.
So angry. She was like, I fucking can't believe you. Those are little kids. I'm like, fuck that little
Little
kid.
kids are assholes.
I'm like, I
They
will
are.
fucking...
Yeah.
they need to be punched sometimes.
You know what? I'm going to say I really don't think I would have punched him. I just needed them to stop talking.
Yeah.
It worked.
And back then, Physical violence was really all I had working.
That's
for
all
me.
you had?
Yeah, I
That
had
and your
no.
really long blonde hair.
I had no other discernible skills for negotiation. It was really just violence, threats of violence.
Well, I mean, plus two, in that year, you probably paid at the time like $8 for a movie ticket, and that's a
Had to be.
lot. And then you
Had to
paid
be.
for two,
yeah.
you know?
So now every time I see School of Rock, though, I think about that poor little. I hope he turned out okay. Like, I hope I didn't ruin his whole life. Like,
No, he's a
he
drug
goes
addict
into
now.
movie
Yeah.
theaters now, and he's always like sheepishly looking.
He
behind
actually
him.
hasn't been to a movie since
That-
then because
right.
he's so scared that the guy behind him's gonna punch
Right.
him.
He's like,
So none of them talked for like the next 10 minutes, and then they got up and left. There was still like an hour left in the movie. They all fucking left.
I think
And
that
that
was
was
a
it.
very successful threat.
I think,
Oh, no,
I
it
think they-
worked.
they
I would have
learned
been
their
very
lesson.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
think they
worked.
learned their
But
lesson.
my girlfriend was not feeling.
Well, it's
it.
not Jen, right?
No.
So, hey, look, it all worked out for the best.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How did your ex-girlfriend feel about salad dressing, though?
she ate salad dressing.
Okay.
Yeah, she was fine with salad dressing.
Okay. But 1 point for her.
Yeah.
1 point for her, 1 point off for Jen, but that's okay.
Yeah.
All right, so in The Running Man, we're going to start off. It's 2019, and Schwarzenegger plays Ben Richards. He is I guess he's like a police helicopter pilot. He's
Yeah.
some kind of paramilitary police, and he is up
It's
in
a police state.
It's a police state, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, people are starving to death. This is a very dystopian future, and
So they tell you in the scroll at the beginning.
right there, yeah, you're right. There is
Yeah.
a scroll, right?
Right.
In 2019,
Right.
yeah, or
Yeah.
I think it's in 2017. Something happens.
It might as well start off as, we didn't have enough money to show you this in the theater.
Yeah.
So we're going to tell you how this movie starts.
quick voiceover.
I have a problem with the opening scroll just because I've done like graphic design work and the spacing in it is just
Oh, is
all
it
screwed
really?
up. Like there's like no spaces next to a comma and it was driving me crazy. It's just
Do you
like
think Schwarzenegger himself typed it up?
Probably he typed it
Yeah.
up in his accent.
In his accent.
In 2017, no comma here. We're not going to put the comma after the date.
Is this like the old way with two spaces after a period? I know that's type right away.
What the
but-
fuck is a semicolon? Jesus Christ, Jesse. Jesse, I don't know what the semicolon is. Well, let me tell you what a semicolon is.
You guys know that I punched Chris Kyle, American Sniper. I knocked him out.
Oh wow, I'm so happy I brought that up.
Thank you. You've added to the show, Laura.
Why don't you tell me? Why don't you tell me where a semicolon goes?
You got a pretty good.
Yeah, that is really good, yeah.
I've actually been practicing.
I can't do it. I think
You've been practicing for this episode.
For this episode, I was like, I'd better get. You tell me how my Jesse Ventura is.
I think you got to have like your lower jaw way out further
Yeah.
than the rest of your
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his thing. So Ben Richards is a police helicopter pilot, and they're basically converging on a bunch of civilians that are rioting for food. Okay,
Right.
And they get word from home base to just fucking kill them all.
Mhm.
Right,
Yeah.
Metallica,
Get rid of him.
kill them all.
Yep.
And Ben Richards is like, the regular people, they're looking for food, and I'm not going to do it. And then home base calls into the second in command and is like, hey,
Punch him in the face.
punch him in the face, take control of the helicopter, and murder everybody. So they wrestle with Schwarzenegger. He still fends off four guys.
Of course he
Pilots a
A
helicopter.
lot of backhands.
Yeah, he's slapping
Back
dudes
fist.
backhand, pilot a helicopter, but eventually they get him. He almost slides out of the motherfucker. He slides almost out. They catch him, and then the guys take control. They murder the fuck out of everybody, but they pin it on Ben Richards.
Right.
Now, we jump forward a little bit. Where is Richards now, Laura?
Well, now he's in the military prison.
He's in like a work camp prison.
Yeah,
he's got
some sort of prison.
he's got a
working,
fake
yeah.
fucking beard
Oh,
too.
that beard is
Oh, I
gorgeous.
know,
Though.
yeah.
I liked
It looks
it.
like
You didn't like that
pubes.
beard?
Here's
I like
the thing. It look like what, Laura?
It looks like pubes.
Pubes.
Yeah.
It's kind of what a beard is, really.
Why is it in movies and TV shows? TV shows I almost understand more because the filming. But like, why is it in a movie? Why can't they just actually have the
Grow a
actor grow a beard?
Yeah, like how
Maybe he
long would it
can't.
have taken him to grow a beard?
Right.
I don't know Austrians. I don't know how they
Are they genuinely a hairless
I can
people?
I can tell you I'm not Austrian, but I can tell you that one year for Halloween I was going to be Silent Bob, and it took me 2 months to grow any semblance of any kind of beard,
Really?
and then I just shaved it off because it was so itchy. I said, "Fuck all this." But it took me like 2 months to get like a beard that was probably like a quarter of an
But
inch.
what do you think about the movie, I guess, trope or conceit? Like in this movie, they do this. The only reason they give him the beard is to show time pass.
Time pass.
Mhm. No,
Can't time pass without you growing a beard? Like, I have a beard. Just, like, if I shave my beard...
You can just put 18 months later.
That's
at the
what I'm
bottom of the
saying,
screen.
like-
Well, the way that they show time passing for women is by giving them bangs.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Because it always bothers me in movies that when the only way, like, they think we have to understand that time passed is by giving someone a beard, you know? So, yeah, he has a bad beard. He's in this work camp. He's hanging out with Yaphet Kotto and this nerdy guy.
Weiss?
Yeah, I don't know who
Weiss.
the actor is, but
Yeah, I don't know him either.
yeah,
I looked up
real
what-
heartthrob.
He was in Back to the Future 3. He was the Undertaker.
He was.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known that unless I read
Yeah,
that. I was
you're
like,
right.
and as soon as I saw Undertaker, I was like, oh yeah, 100%, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I'm picturing
Yeah,
that.
I can totally picture the guy.
So they're in this camp, and they obviously have a plan to get out. Now, what is the biggest detriment, Laura, or the biggest deterrent for them getting out? What's going on in this camp, specifically security-wise, that's causing them not to be able to easily escape?
Well, they have these really cool necklaces
Mm.
that if they walk out of a certain perimeter, blows up their heads.
And we see
Scanner
one.
style, yes.
And it's pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You could tell it was
it was a good explosion.
You could tell it was a quick cut too. Like the MPAA probably said it has to be like 2 seconds shorter because the guy runs
Mhm.
and his head blows up and it's good, but then the scene just fucking cuts.
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
cut it right
But
away.
I
and
like
then
it.
you just see him on the
Everybody's
floor.
like, fucking Jose, no.
Yeah.
I know it's not Jose. I don't remember what his name was.
think
And
it's
that's kind of racist because he was
Rico.
definitely Mexican.
Wait.
She's like, I think it was Rico, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was Jaime.
Hector, I don't know. But they're stop. And he's just like,
Yeah, he's so excited to get out.
yeah.
He does not care that there's a fucking C4 strapped to his neck, and he tests it and he loses.
Yeah, he did lose.
So we get this whole scene where they steal the code that's going to shut off these giant machines that do this
Richards
thing.
and Yaphet Kotto fake a fight,
Yes,
Mhm.
right?
yeah, they faked a fight, and meanwhile,
Weiss is
Weiss-
like watching over the back.
Yeah, he
of
looks
one of
over the
guards.
shoulder, and the guard just shuts his screen really quickly, and he's just like, "Keep going."
Yeah. Well, and everything is very 80s computer where it's like giant
Yes.
keys and giant
Mhm.
like the
Real
display
big
is
numbers.
giant 653 TJX. You know,
like
it's
every graphic on the screen makes
Yeah.
a beep or
You know what
like
it was?
a click
It-
or something.
Yeah.
His computer screen was like the NORAD screaming war games, like
Oh,
where
yeah.
Joshua was getting the
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
the codes. Like that was his computer screen. I was like, all right, so this is the first time anybody in the camp has seen this code? Like, how's that possible?
Yeah, and they don't change it ever. Like
No.
it's just the same code.
they didn't
every
even change it
single
the next
time.
day. They're like, just
No.
put everything back up. I don't want
Yep.
to. I don't want to have to remember shit.
These guards aren't smart. They're not going to be able to remember
No.
things. And,
No,
you know,
just put it up.
makes
Fuck
sense.
it. Let's roll. Let's do this live. Let's roll.
yeah.
So they steal the code, and there's this like dramatic firefight scene,
Yeah.
and and Weiss keeps putting the code in, but for some reason it's not accepting it.
Yeah, I didn't understand.
Me neither. It
why
was
it
getting
was
jammed or
and-
something.
I think it was like the way that I understood it is like, like when you're in a basement and your Wi-Fi is not working that well, or like you don't get a phone signal. That's kind of
Well, that
what-
was their thought because they said, "Let's bring it outside."
yeah,
bring it
exactly.
outside.
Like when you hold your phone up in the air thinking
Yeah.
that it's going to give you more
I
signal.
did that the
you,
other
like,
day.
Hold it like a foot higher than it
I did that the other day. I was in my
It's
office
gonna make
at
all
work.
the change in the world.
I was in my office at work, and I was trying to watch a YouTube video, and I couldn't. Like, it wouldn't come up, and I literally held
Crack
it
the
up,
door.
and I said to myself, "I'm an asshole.
This isn't doing anything. It's
I'm
just
not. I'm not even
appeasing
standing
myself.
up. I'm sitting down. My arm is now 1 foot higher than it was, and like there's no fucking information superhighway right above my head.
Yeah.
So they get out, they manage to escape, and they end up in kind of like this free zone, right? Like they're in LA,
Yeah.
and Richards is like, these guys are like some kind of freedom fighters, and Richards is like, he makes a joke where he's like, I'm not interested in politics, I'm interested in survival, which is funny because in 2003 he'd become the governor.
Right.
And
And he's wearing at that time he's also wearing
World's
a
Gym.
World's Gym shirt, which
Yeah.
he owned World's Gym. So
yeah.
nice product placement for him.
And also, I read that he rode around on a bus called the Running Man while he was running for
Oh,
his,
I read that as
his
well.
campaign.
I
yeah.
read that as well, yeah.
So,
I didn't
I think
know
that's
that.
very clever. I love when people. Do
I am
stuff
very
like that.
clever. I'm a clever person. You should vote for me.
My buddy will not even remember this, but many years ago, in 02 or 03, when Schwarzenegger was running for governor, me and my buddy were out and we were drinking, and we were talking about Schwarzenegger running for governor, and I said the platform he should run on, which I would vote for him, and I'm not a typical Republican voter, he's a big Republican, is his platform should be, I figured out how to defeat the Predator. Right? Like, he's the guy that realized the mud worked, and I think that, I'm voting for that guy.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that
The
guy gets
Predator
my vote,
killed
yeah.
everybody else, and those were all strong dudes.
Oh, yeah, I don't want the
Schwarzenegger?
Predator to take over.
Exactly.
I'm scared of that.
Exactly. How bad would the world be if the Predator ran it?
That's
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
that's a
wow.
movie though.
Yeah, I know.
All right. All right. No, I just wasn't sure
All right.
if you thought like it was like a found footage. Like
Damn
you
it,
know.
no. No, I don't.
The Predator is out there
You think he
somewhere.
is?
Yeah,
But we
he's
just can't
been
see him.
cloaking himself.
you can't
He
see
could
him.
be
We
in
just
this
don't
room.
know where the Predator. Yeah.
Once
maybe
in a
that's why it's
while,
so
I'll
warm.
have I'll have 3 small red lights on me, and I'm like, what is that?
Oh,
It's probably that time that the Predator.
There have
is
been a
around.
few.
Predator.
There have been a few times I've been talking about the Predator, and then like my friends like look at me. I'm like, is he behind me right now?
oh, the Predator's
Like,
here.
Predator's
Yeah.
behind me.
This
isn't
is awkward.
Yeah.
He heard me talking
Yeah.
about him.
And you
yeah.
stop shaving and snap the
Yeah.
razor on your face.
So before he breaks off from these guys, he's gonna go. Richards is gonna go find his brother, who's gonna get him to like freedom somehow.
Yeah.
They stop and they basically get their restraints taken off by part of this freedom force,
Yeah.
which is led by, as we said before, Mick Fleetwood
Right.
and Dweezil Zappa. Now, Dweezil Zappa has a character name in this, but Mick Fleetwood's name is Mick.
Right.
And the reason, as we talked about earlier, where I said I think he's playing Mick Fleetwood,
Mhm.
is he makes a comment about Ben Richards being the cop and saying, you know, you ruined my life, you burned my songs.
Right.
And the other crazy thing is that this is 1987 Mick Fleetwood, so he's made up to look old.
Yeah.
He looks like 2022
He
Mick
looks
Fleetwood.
exactly like he does right now.
Yeah.
It's
You know what Dweezil
so
Zappa's
funny.
name was, right?
Yeah, I was going to say that. You
No.
didn't pick that up? Yeah.
Stevie.
Mhm.
Stevie.
Nicks, yeah.
Oh.
I did not.
I don't know if there was a
Yeah.
Lindsay around. There might have been.
I did
but,
not.
You know, Lindsay Buckingham.
I'm going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
You can't see it right now if you want to look it up on your phone. Look up a picture of Dweezil Zappa and Jason Priestley. Same fucking face.
Okay. No, I think.
Same
Yeah, I don't
fucking
even need to
face.
look that up. He does look like Jason
Yeah,
Priestley.
totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Thankfully, Mick Fleet was able to get off the...
He gets the bombs off, and they're all free to go where they're going to go.
Because Mick Fleetwood is who you want to lead your rebel forces.
course, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, he's the drummer.
Yeah.
He leads the
drummers,
band.
right.
You
The
know,
band's named
yeah.
after him.
They
I
keep
mean,
the time.
Yeah, he is
it's
the
his
Fleetwood
band.
and Fleetwood band.
It is his
Yeah.
band. It's definitely his
Totally.
band. Yeah.
Totally.
Don't tell me it's not his band.
Don't you come down on me. So Richards takes off. He's going to go to his brother's apartment. And
Yeah.
He goes to his brother's apartment.
Because they wouldn't look for him there.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I know. His brother's going to get him to the free zone or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Except here's the problem. He shows up to his brother's apartment. His brother's gone. His
Right.
brother,
Code still works, though.
Yeah,
Right.
nobody changed the locks.
No.
Yeah.
and it's
Of which the code is like
44556. Yeah.
Which also reminded me that I never changed the locks on my house when I moved into it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to delete that from this episode, Laura.
Yeah.
Nobody knows where I live.
Okay.
How do you know that the past...
The
you
last
know,
tenant that
Yeah,
lived
the last
there?
tenant
Yeah.
isn't listening right now.
Yeah, I've seen things online about people
I'm
living
gonna
in
do it
attics
tomorrow
and shit.
now.
Yeah, I've seen things about people living in attics and people don't know and like
Aw.
You wouldn't believe what people could do.
Well, now I'm scared to go home.
I'm sorry. I'm sure no one lives in your attic. He comes back and we find Amber. Amber is a young Latina woman. She seems to be a professional, and she is
Professional what?
she works for she works for
Professional lady.
the company. Well, she's dressed in professional clothes.
She's professional.
She's a professional.
Very
Okay.
professional.
She's she comes home. She's doing some light
Aerobics.
calisthenics, aerobics.
Yeah.
She sees a news report
Wait, in her lingerie.
in her lingerie.
Yes,
Yeah,
which is how women like to work out.
I
Because
figured.
there's nothing better than like a satin material when
Yeah.
you're getting all sweaty and it
Yeah.
just like
Like a nice
sticks
lacy-
to you. Yep, mhm.
yeah, that
we
is-
love that. Yes,
Scratchy
Mhm.
lace.
Yeah.
Maria Conchita Alonso never really did it for me, but she's pretty good looking in this
She's-
movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she definitely has like a.
Yeah.
I made a gesture.
Yeah, you made a- what was it?
Yeah, I couldn't
Okay.
think of words, so I made a gesture, and
All
I know
right.
this is a
And I mean,
not a
listen,
visual medium.
totally interchangeable with the brunette from Total Recall.
Rachel
right?
Tickerton.
Yeah. I'm like, this is like, yeah, I realize one's Latino, the other one's probably not, but they're still the same person.
Yeah.
They're still the same
You think
person.
they're the same person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Demure. No. How did he Total Recall? How did he pick his woman?
Oh, right. Yeah. Demure, right?
Was it? I think it was.
Yeah. What was it? It was Big Breast, right, or something?
Yeah.
You know,
Sleazy.
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 Sleazy or demure.
Yeah.
Sleazy. You want to do a Total Recall episode?
Oh, yeah.
All right,
100%.
we'll do that.
We don't have to do the remake, right?
No, never saw it.
Me neither.
Never bothered. And I
No.
like Colin Farrell. I like Colin Farrell a lot.
You know, I never.
And you know who the women in that movie are?
No.
Not to be disgusting.
Who?
It's fucking Jessica Biel and Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, no. Then we should do that one. Then we
Like-
should do that one.
Yeah.
But so Colin Farrell, I never liked him, but only because I didn't like him. There was no reason.
Yeah.
okay.
Like I'd never seen
Punchable
anything with
face
him
or something?
I was like, he looks like a fucking douche. He's too good looking to not be a douchebag. I'm like,
He's
yeah,
not.
but his accent doesn't.
He's
But-
not, though. Have you ever seen him on an interview? I mean, unless it's all like a veneer.
yeah.
He seems like a genuinely cool guy.
You know what
Yeah.
won me?
I like him.
Horrible Bosses.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's like, look, Professor X out there. You got to fire. You got to get rid of him. He's like, in the fat people. We got to fire. We got to cut some of the fat around here.
Yeah.
I need you to hire the fat people. But she's pregnant. I don't care.
He's like the
Okay,
cokehead
gotta
kid,
get-
right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's such a
Yeah,
douchebag.
like his
completely
dad
forgot
is
he
like
was
a
in that
great
movie.
guy, and like he dies, so the cokehead fucking.
Right.
He's like, that guy out there, you know, Professor X in his wheelchair is wheeling around all day. Got to get rid of him. Got to fire him.
That is a great example of a movie that the movie itself was really fun.
Yeah.
And the sequel sucked fucking dick.
Oh, it was terrible.
So
yeah.
bad.
I'm trying to
Mhm.
think, did I
Christoph
even...
Waltz and Christopher Pine are the bad guys in that one.
Yeah.
I don't
And
think I even saw it.
it's not worth it
No,
at
yeah,
all.
don't even bother.
It's
It
so
was
fucking dumb.
stupid.
It's like, why?
It was just
Oh.
rehashing the things that were funny from the first
No.
one, and they're never funny the
No,
second
no.
time.
The
No.
first one was, and then like I said, somebody maybe Sir John maybe watched the Fright Night remake, and
He's
I
really
was
good in
like,
that.
I was all prepared to bash it, and I was like, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah. No, that was really good.
Yeah, and he was good in it. And I was like,
yeah,
fuck.
he's been good in a ton of things.
So yeah, I as much as I wanted to hate Colin Farrell, I really don't. I really don't. I don't know why we started on this, but
yeah.
because he's in the Total Recall. Okay,
Total Recall.
okay, let's bring it back
All
around.
right,
bring it back.
We'll bring it back to the Running Man. So Richard surprises her. She's doing her lingerie calisthenics, as Laura says women do.
Mhm.
And he basically is like, you're going to help me get out of here. You have a travel pass, which is like what you need apparently to get out of the country. Passport.
Yeah, like we have passports. Like
Right.
that's not a futuristic thing, really. We all need
Multi-pass.
But what I love,
Yeah, that's what I
multipass.
kept thinking. Like multi-pass.
Multi-pass.
What I love about this travel pass thing, though, is that like it's made to seem so important. Yet when they get to the airport,
Oh, that was
and
Yeah.
they can't find one, and he's just being a slight nuisance,
Yeah.
like a slight
Like within
inconvenience.
5
Oh,
seconds.
is it in the bottom of your purse
Just go.
again?
Just
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Couple of great lines regarding the shirt he wears
Oh yeah.
to the airport.
There's one class.
So they go to the airport, and he's kidnapping her, and as they're about to get on the plane, she says to him, I'm just letting you know, I get all kinds of sick. I get car sick, I get air sick, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to throw up on you. And he's wearing a very loud, you mentioned Sir John-ish
Yes.
Hawaiian shirt. And he says, go ahead, it won't show up on this shirt.
Right.
And then the other one that I like even better is later on when they're in the game tournament. And she says something about, I would have rather gone.
We should have gone to Hawaii.
We should have gone to
I
Hawaii.
wrote
And he
this one
goes,
down,
I had the perfect shirt for it, and you fucked it up.
Yeah. What is it with Schwarzenegger and then putting him in weird clothes in movies?
Because he
Yeah.
kind of looks good in weird clothes. I feel like
Because he's a giant,
he can pull it off better.
he's
than
literally
most
in the
people.
best shape of all time.
Yeah.
So.
Oh no, this 87 Schwarzenegger.
Oh, yeah, this
is
is
prime Schwarzenegger.
right. Well,
Like the scene where
it's he was prime when he won Mr. Olympia. but
prime
not
for a
being,
human that's not training for.
Yeah.
Yeah, the scene where he kidnaps her initially, he's wearing like a tank top and boxers.
Yeah.
He just looks like a physical fucking
And
specimen.
he is.
Yeah.
He is a physical fucking specimen.
Yeah.
But like in Twins, they put him in all these weird clothes, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's just, I love. We should do Twins
You want to
too.
do twins too?
Thank you for the
All right.
cookies. I look forward to tossing them. Like,
Sperm milkshake.
Are you
Yeah.
writing
Oh, yeah.
down all these episodes that you're coming up with while we're recording this one?
I'll go
Are you
right
just
here.
gonna
I'll go
remember
right
it?
here.
Yeah.
All right. So they're about to take off, and what happens? Does a news thing pop up, or does she hits him?
no, she had already seen when she was doing calisthenics. She saw the. Now you got me saying calisthenics. It's fucking aerobics. When she was doing her aerobics, she'd seen the Baker's the
Butcher and
jailbreak,
Bacon-
the jailbreak
Right.
footage. So when he came in the house, she knew who the fuck he was.
Right.
And
But how does his escape happen in this? Like she hits him, right?
She kind of like elbows
she,
him. I
yeah,
think,
she
and just starts
she elbows him in the
screaming. Yeah.
nuts. She elbows him in the nuts and starts screaming, "The butcher of Bakersfield, he's right here!"
and he fucking
He just tries to outrun a plane.
he
like,
hauls ass.
Yeah.
He hauls ass across the fucking tarmac like
Yeah.
a crazy person.
Come on, let's get out
The
of
best
here.
part about that is that when you see him running from the back, he's like, obviously it's a double
Yeah.
because he's like running really fast and like in really great form. But when you see him running from the front, Arnold Schwarzenegger is the goofiest runner.
Well, his thighs are the size of my waist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Laura,
funny.
his thigh is like you, like
Yeah.
as a person.
That
His
doesn't
thighs are
make it
probably like
any less
35
goofy.
inches around.
He is a silly runner.
Yeah.
Well, he's not built for speed. He's built
Yeah.
for strength.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Lindsay got a real laugh. My wife watched this one with me. She got a real laugh when they blasted him with the net gun. I'm
The
like,
net
that's
gun.
a real thing. They have net guns.
Yeah.
They blast him with the net gun, takes him down, and he
like
ends up-
immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ends up getting caught. Now we kind of shift over, and we're going to talk a little bit about Damon Killian. Damon Killian is Richard Dawson. He is the host of the most popular game show in the world, The Running Man. I explained The Running Man before. They bring contestants in. They've got to get through this obstacle course, go up against stalkers who are these vicious warriors, and if they win, they get set free from whatever crime they had set. Supposedly, it's all bullshit, by the way. You get killed no matter what. So, Damien Killian gets introduced. He's a douchebag right off the bat. He ends up running afoul of a very nice janitor, and they do a really good job with
Great
the character
job.
right off the bat, showing you, oh, no problem.
You're doing a wonderful
You're
job.
doing a wonderful job to get in the elevator, and he's like, that fat fuck is mopping these floors again tomorrow. You'll be mopping them in 2 days.
Yeah, you immediately know just how terrible he
He's
is.
just
yeah.
a bad person. He's all about ratings, but he's got the public on his side.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's a large contingent
love
of the
him,
public
yeah.
that think he's great
It's the number one show in the world, not just for the show itself, but for Killian.
for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's very
definitely.
charismatic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You should
Yeah.
have seen
I
all the
understand.
ladies he kissed in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So he sees a video of the Butcher of Bakersfield running. And much like Laura, he's like, this guy's a fucking terrible runner. But I'll tell you this, I want him on my fucking show because the ratings have been going down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right? So they find out that, they've got him. Bring him over here. We
Well,
bring
no,
him.
they don't find out. They catch him because Killian.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, like
Oh, I thought it was
because even his guy, who's that doofus from like Wayne's World and everything.
Kurt Fuller.
Yeah. He's like, well, it's too bad you can't have him. He's fucking on the lam. Like he broke out of prison. Nobody can find him. He's like, oh, they'll find him for me.
Right.
And he makes a phone call.
Yeah, you see just how much power he has.
Yeah.
Like I even wrote it down. He like asked for get me the Justice Department, the Entertainment
The
Division.
entertainment division. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was a good line. I like
Why
that.
don't I work there? Like if there's an entertainment division in the Justice Department, I feel like I should have a job.
You think you should
there.
have a job there?
I feel like I should.
Feeding Killian his
Whatever it takes.
whatever it takes.
I think it makes good money. Sounds
I'm
like
sure
a-
it makes good
Probably.
money.
Sounds like
Got
a
that
good job.
government money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Probably a good pension.
Great insurance.
Yeah, definitely great
Mhm.
insurance.
But will Jen let you move to wherever you got to go?
Probably not.
Okay. All right.
So there goes that idea.
There it goes. Thanks, Jen.
Oh well.
Yep.
Thanks, Jen. We could have had any salad dressing you wanted,
Any
baby.
salad dressing.
You might have found one you liked wherever we moved.
Yeah.
They might have
She
had
does
one
like
they don't have.
She does like one. Did you know that?
No.
Yes.
Wait, let me guess. Can I guess?
Yeah.
Larry's wife famously does not like salad dressing on her salad. So if I were to go with someone's mindset, well, the obvious answer I would say is ranch.
Okay.
But I'm going to say it's not ranch because I have a feeling it's going to be a weird one.
Oh, it's a weird one.
Oh, is it like fucking like Russian? Like
No.
that gloppy bullshit?
You're
or-
not going to get it because you can't even buy it at the supermarket.
It's going to be someone's particular.
Yeah. Well, it's not someone's, but it's one you'll only get at one type of place.
Are you gonna qualify Miracle Whip as a salad dressing as
Oh.
they do?
No, that's
Okay.
weird though.
Right. You know
I grew up eating Miracle Whip,
but it says salad dressing on
much to my chagrin.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Whip's not
like,
good.
I never understood as a kid why I didn't like mayonnaise and why I didn't like tuna fish.
Because it was
because you were
sweet.
eating garbage mayonnaise.
Yeah, and it wasn't until I got to when in high school I went to a tech school where I did culinary.
Mhm.
It wasn't until I got there that I had actual mayonnaise. I was like, oh, what the fuck,
Yeah.
guys?
Yeah, I grew up
so
on
mad at my
Hellman's.
You got
parents.
shipped, yeah.
I grew up on Hellman's. The one I'm hearing now, though, is Duke's. Have you ever had Duke's?
No.
I think it's
Isn't
a
that
southern,
a southern? Yeah, it's a southern thing.
but supposedly it's like next level
yeah,
mayonnaise.
I've heard about that a couple times too.
Should we
I
do
know.
like a mayonnaise tasting
Yeah.
Ooh, we can just
episode?
get spoonfuls of
Yeah.
mayonnaise
I'll-
and
yeah.
then we'll all
I would do
throw up
that.
afterwards.
Yeah, I'll throw up on air. I don't care.
yeah, no, I
We'll
got
do
no
a live.
problem.
We'll do a Facebook
Ooh.
Live.
Ooh,
we
that
could all
sounds
throw up
fun,
on
yeah.
Fuck it,
Facebook.
we'll do
And
it.
then we
We'll do
can
it
have
live.
people rating our wretches.
There you go.
Yeah. Ooh,
We'll
that
do it at
sounds
Horror
fun.
Fest.
We'll do it at Horror Fest.
Have like a mayo tasting section.
Yeah, this is
Laura.
the content people want.
Laura,
That-
Laura really fucking barfed.
That will be, and that'll be great.
It's disgusting.
If the AC doesn't work again,
Oh.
Yeah.
nice and hot.
Oh.
Don't say
mayo.
that. You don't want to
I
say
know,
that.
I know,
You don't want to say
I
that.
know. No, the AC will be fine.
All right.
They replaced it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
All
they
replaced.
All replaced.
All replaced. All right. What was the salad dressing?
Oh, it's so you ever go to Hibachi? It's that like orange ginger dressing.
I love that salad
They
dressing.
bring out that really cold iceberg lettuce
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that fucking like the really thin shredded
You can
carrots.
buy that.
I've never
I've
seen
bought
it.
bottles of that
But
before.
that's the only
Mhm.
dressing
Yeah.
she'll eat. That orange
Okay.
ginger dressing at the Hibachi.
I have had that.
I'll look for it next time I go
Yeah.
in the store. The
Let me
one that
know.
I had, and I'll let you know, and you can surprise Jen with
Oh,
it.
she would love to be
There you
surprised
go.
by that. Yeah.
There you go.
With a nice cold head of lettuce.
Yeah.
Oh. And then,
Honey, I love you so much.
Here you go.
Here's a cold head of lettuce.
then we got to explain to Jen that that's not really salad. That's just lettuce.
Yeah.
There are multiple factors.
She puts a lot of stuff in salad.
Okay.
But it's usually like nuts and pomegranate seeds.
What the fuck, Jen?
Yeah, not tomatoes. You're not finding a goddamn tomato. Well, you don't need
I don't
tomatoes
like
either.
tomatoes, though.
What else? Cucumbers. She loves cucumbers.
Oh,
Cucumbers
Cukes.
are great, yeah.
Cukes, yeah.
She loves cucumbers.
I hate fruit and salads like
I don't like
mandarin,
fruit and salad
orange.
either.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Like the only fruit that I'm willing to eat in a salad is if you have like a spinach and goat cheese salad with some dried cranberries
That's
in it.
different, though. That's different.
Why is that different?
Because it's spinach, and spinach isn't lettuce.
Well, but the spinach is a
But
salad.
it's still a fruit.
Yeah.
Spinach is a whole different animal.
So that's not a salad?
Mm-mm.
I have to question a lot
that's
of
a
things
side.
now.
All right, let's think about that. Let's talk about the Running
Okay,
Man.
all right.
So,
Welcome to Salad Talk.
yeah.
Don't tell me spinach isn't salad. Spinach is a salad, goddammit.
So Richard ends up on the Running Man. Killian basically says, "You're my golden goose. You're going to bring my ratings back up. And what we're going to do is we're going to put you in this little go-kart to hell.
Oh my god.
It's a little tunnel.
So fast.
little-
I want to go in that.
That looks pretty fun until the
looks
end.
really fast.
You're gonna go down levels. Now, in the actual movie,
Yeah.
I always thought that they're just like in some sub basement. But like in all the descriptions it says it's in the open of Los Angeles. Like
I think it starts out underground.
yeah, it seems
And
very
then they
underground.
make their I think
Well-
like wasn't there quadrants, right?
right.
And I think the first quadrant is underground, and that's where the bikers are. And
right.
the bikers who don't really do anything
No.
other than like
Yeah, they
they'll-
just charge at you.
they charge at you. I think one of them hit one with a towel or something.
They're
like-
menacing, that's it.
Well,
Yeah.
they say that this area is where the earthquake of '97 like decimated part of Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I
Like it
missed
was
that.
like I'm pretty sure it was earthquake. Yeah, it was like a natural disaster. I think it was the earthquake of '97. Like, and they kind of like did a remember the earthquake second of it. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, so it's an area that was destroyed by this earthquake.
Okay, so it's like in like a yeah. So,
Yeah,
like
so
a-
that's like that's like the staging area, I guess.
Yeah.
That's where it all. I think those guys like on the bikes aren't really supposed to hurt you. They're just scare you into moving forward.
right.
I think it's all it's all kind of like it's all kind of like just getting because you got to figure like people who are just regular criminals, not like a Ben Richards type who's a fucking badass. They get to the bottom, they probably are going to try to just sit there and not fucking move.
Right.
These guys got to
Gotta
usher
push
them
them
forward.
through the quadrants.
Yeah, so that's what I think those people are.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
If I was designing some sort of game for your life, that's what I would do.
you'd have like some bikers that are
Some
just there.
post-apocalyptic
Yeah.
race for your life.
Yeah. Now I got.
Sorry,
Now
yeah.
you
I might
should
want
do
to put
that,
something
yeah.
together.
All right, put that
Yeah.
together. We'll do that right after the mayonnaise taste test. So Richards gets put in this little thing. He's about to be sent down. We have one of the great Schwarzenegger lines of all time, but it has a great retort this time.
Yep.
Killian says to him, you're about to go, and turns to Killian.
Hey, Gillian.
I'll be back. I'll be back for like, what might be the second time at this point.
Yeah.
Terminator, maybe this, then Terminator 2. And then Killian has the great retort of only in the reruns.
Yeah.
And go! And fucking Richard just shoots in this thing 1,000 miles an hour.
So
but he
fast.
also finds out who's going with him.
Yeah, that's right. That's so when he was talking to Killian originally, when Killian's like, "Hey, fucking, this will be great for you," blah blah blah, and he said something. He's like, leave those guys out of it." Like, and he's like, "That's fine. We'll take care of them. Don't
Right.
you worry about them." And sure enough, he's like, "But wait, there's more. We've got fucking Yaphet Kotto and the Undertaker from Back to the Future 3.
It's hard
Verbatim.
it's hard to describe, but Richards is in one of these ramps.
And, yeah, he's
sitting
sitting.
in like he's sitting pretty.
He looks cool.
He looks like he's comfortable.
Yeah.
When they show these guys, they're in the same machines, but they're pointed straight down,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they just look super uncomfortable.
They're like slumped.
Like their
Yeah.
necks are kind of like
Yeah.
jutted out, and they're just
yeah.
Yeah,
like
especially
hanging by,
Weiss.
yeah.
Weiss looks like he might be dead.
He looks like he's pooping almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's weird's happening there.
Yeah.
And we'll jump ahead a little bit. Also, another person that'll be going with them is going to be Amber. Amber realized that maybe she made a mistake because she
right.
finds she works at the company at the channel.
That's
she
her profession.
finds that's her. Yeah, she
She's a
finds
professional lady.
Professional
Yes.
lady. She professionally finds the original, which they keep.
Right. Just
marked,
right there.
Marked right there.
Yeah.
Ben Richards' innocent file.
Yeah.
She finds it, and she also apparently at some point keisters it. We'll get to that. But so she takes that. They catch her. They send her in as well. So they get down to the first fucking level of this thing.
Mhm.
And Larry, who's the first stalker that they encounter on the bottom?
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero. What's he all about?
Professor Toru Tanaka is a Japanese hockey player with
The nets that shut
with a sharpened goalie stick that apparently cuts people in two. And he's got some So it takes place. It's like a hockey rink, right? Type scenario.
The net's shut on you like
Wait,
a
is this
cage.
Right,
a
but-
tie-in with the Cutting Edge?
It could be. It could be why I. Unfortunately, Moira Kelly didn't make an appearance. I'm a big Moira Kelly fan. But yeah, so it's a hockey rink, but there's also barbed wire, as it wouldn't normally be in a hockey rink. But again, we're in a dystopian future,
Yeah.
so so yeah, this is his deadly hockey rink, and he's their first stalker. Right? Did we talk about stalkers?
We did.
There's runners, which is what Ben Richards is,
Right.
and the contestants. And then there's stalkers, and the stalkers are
the hunters.
the hunters.
And they're championed as patriots.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
American heroes.
Yes.
and
Everybody loves.
Everybody just loves the
Oh, yeah.
stalkers.
And they get to pick, right? The Richard Dawson has the audience pick which stalker they want to go first, and that's where the kind old lady is like, "Oh,
Charlie Kelly's mom. Yeah.
I love Sub-Zero. He's my
Sub-Zero.
favorite. He's chunky like my daddy.
I love my men soft
Yeah,
and
I love
cuddly or
plump-
something.
I love a plump man." So they bring out, and then also outside, people are betting on everything, right? Who's going to be the first stalker? Who's going to get the first kill? You could bet on anything outside the Running Man. Apparently, a lot of money flying around for a dystopian.
For a dystopian
Yeah,
future, there's
yeah.
a lot of betting and money flying. I
yeah, a
noticed
lot
that
of money
myself.
flying around. But whatever,
Whatever. Hey, you know what?
I'm not here to judge.
It's not up to me to tell you to spend your money on food,
Right.
Even though your kids are
Right.
starving.
You got $200 to bet on Sub-Zero.
Right.
Probably could buy some Pop-Tarts for the kids.
It's a bad bet, Laura, because what happens to Sub-Zero?
Oh, he dies.
He dies. Richards fucking kills him, and the
he
crowd
wraps the barbed
the wire, yeah,
around his neck and chokes him to death.
yeah,
And then
with
as
it.
he's running away, calls that guy a pain in the neck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And he also has the great line of, "Hey, what is it?
Oh come on. Hey Killian, here's Sub-Zero. Now Plane Zero.
Yeah, yeah, great line. But this has
That was
put
perfect.
That's my favorite. It's my favorite line of the whole fucking movie.
this has put a lull over the crowd because a stalker has never.
I don't. It doesn't seem like it's ever
I
happened.
Yeah,
think
it's
they
like a
say it's
first
never
time
happened.
kind of
I
thing,
think they say
yeah.
it's the first time. So.
I question the contestants. Then I question the caliber of their
Well, but
contestants.
I think they're trying
Seems
to
be a
say-
long running game show.
yeah.
Kind of strange that no contestant has ever bested. There's been winners. How did the winners win?
Well, yeah.
Last year's winners.
Maybe they just escaped from them.
I feel
Okay,
like
so if you get to the end, of
Doesn't
quadrant
matter if you
4,
live or die, or if they live or die. If you get to the end, you win.
okay,
well, aren't they mostly just kind of like malnourished prisoners that they're putting into this game?
I would think so.
Like they're criminals because
Right.
this is their punishment,
Right.
and if they can complete it, they're like free. They've
right,
like
right,
right.
right.
won their freedom or
Right,
whatever. Yeah.
So I guess this is the first one they've put in that could actually be a stalker, like probably the best stalker.
I want to point something out I didn't point out before.
Yeah.
The
How sweaty I am?
No, I'm sweaty too. I'm
Okay,
sweaty too.
I
It's
thought
hot.
you wanted to point it out.
July 1st, and the AC's off. We're all sweaty.
We're all just very sweaty
We're all
here.
very sweaty for you folks.
Talking about running.
Yeah.
Don't tell me it's not sweaty in here.
I wanted to bring up the fact.
I was in Da Nang.
Dang.
I was a Navy SEAL.
I wanted to bring up the fact that the preamble to the Running Man, which is a bunch of women dancing and like this song choreographed by a post Lakers pre-stardom Paula Abdul.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the song they play, I guess the Harold Faltermeyer did the score for this movie. Harold Faltermeyer, who's probably best known for Axel F, and he also did the score for Top Gun. He named the song, I believe, Paula's theme after Paula Abdul.
Oh,
That's very sweet.
straight up now, tell me it's gonna be you and me.
Did you watch
together?
Chippendale Rescue Rangers?
Or are we just having fun? No, I did not.
There's
Why
a,
is that
the
song in
movie?
there?
it's good.
I liked it.
You liked it.
Yeah.
Did you see in the beginning the Paula Abdul and MC Scat Cat
Oh,
bit?
shut up! Really?
Yeah, oh,
yeah.
Because it's in a world where humans and cartoons live together, very
Yeah.
much like
Like Roger Rabbit, yeah.
And the
Okay.
beginning of it takes place in the 90s when I never watched Rescue Rangers because I was too old for
Yeah.
it. But
Oh, I used to watch it all the time.
so
that
it
was
takes
like one
place
of
in the
my
90s
shows,
when
yeah.
it was on, and there's a scene where they're partying. They're at a party, and Paula Abdul's there with MC
Oh, that's
Scat
fucking
Cat.
great.
Yeah.
I love Paul.
As she would have been if she could have hung out with him.
She totally would have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
100%.
There's my recommendation, by the way, for oddball movie that I would have never thought was good. A couple podcasts that I listened to reviewed it,
Yeah.
and me and Lindsay watched it one night. And again, I've never seen an episode of Rescue Rangers. That movie was fucking wholly entertaining. I had a good time with it.
I wouldn't have even really thought about it, but
Yeah.
a friend of mine told me to watch it.
It was
yeah.
very adult humor, but not going overboard.
Yeah, it
And-
wasn't too heavy-handed,
Yeah.
and it was funny, and
Yeah.
it was
If
nice
you-
moments and stuff.
I think that was on Disney Plus. If you got that, check it out. So,
Mm.
so who's Laura? Who's the next stalker they run into at this point?
Well, they get the two together,
Right. Who do we get?
so we get Buzzsaw and Dynamo.
Buzzsaw is like kind of Hulk Hogan-y,
Yeah.
kind of Scott Steiner-y.
Crazy eyes,
Crazy eyes.
yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
crazy eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his whole thing is these guys are not like very cleverly named. He has got a buzzsaw.
Yes,
right.
he
That's
does,
his
yeah.
thing.
So he rides. Yeah, he rides a motorcycle.
Rides a motorcycle.
and it's got a chainsaw.
hmm Which
And-
can cut through anything.
Yeah, apparently
yeah.
it cuts through
Yeah.
steel,
Yeah.
cuts through everything.
It's
And-
a Ginsu knife, essentially.
And Dynamo, for Christ's sakes.
Why is Dynamo wearing a light bright?
Fuck why he's wearing a light bright. Why is he in a tiny car?
Dude, the car.
Why? Oh,
Why does he drive said tiny car up a pile of garbage
Yeah,
when
it
he
just
weighs 400
rolled.
pounds and it's obviously going to roll? It's a 400-pound guy in a
Yeah.
Megaforce dune buggy.
yeah.
That
It's not even a dune buggy. It's like an RC car.
It's
It's
It
like
is like-
tinfoil wrapped around
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did they get him? Did they have to build it around him? Did he have to sit
They-
on a seat and then
they
they just
lowered-
built this tiny
No,
car?
they lowered on top of him, and then he drives it like a Flintstones car.
yeah,
God.
he just runs around with his fucking thing.
I remember the first time I saw that just being so flummoxed. It's like,
Were
what?
you flummoxed by
I
the
was.
light bright though?
No, not as much. Had it not been for the car, yes, I would have been. But the car really just set it off for me. I was like, I don't understand.
Because there's nothing really. I mean,
Why can't he have a motorcycle?
other
too?
than his.
Why couldn't he have been in the sidecar? Why couldn't he have been in Buzzsaw's sidecar?
Yeah.
Oh, the balance
Singing
would have
song.
been really weird.
So he sings opera, and Laura,
Yeah.
like you said, Buzzsaw has the Buzzsaw.
Mhm.
Dynamo, what is his special thing? What
He
does he
has
got?
some sort of like he can shoot electricity.
He's
Yeah.
Emperor
Yeah.
Palpatine.
Yeah, is he?
Yeah.
Does he have like the fucking dark side of the Force?
Yeah.
He's got the. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, and he has this like really creepy thing that he says when he does it. He says, "Come to me, my love," in like a really creepy way. Like he
Oh, yeah.
says it to Amber, and it just like
He probably
gives
got,
me,
it,
like,
from, he
those,
got
like,
it from Richard Dawson, I'm
those
sure.
chills up my spine where I'm like, I shouldn't be listening
The,
to this.
the
or
Frank
something.
from
yeah.
Hellraiser chills. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, come to daddy.
Daddy, Daddy,
Come to daddy.
Christy, come to Daddy. So they run into the two of them, and now along with all this happening, they're also trying to find a spot to do an uplink.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Because
they found a satellite.
Right.
They found like some main satellite.
They've been looking for this because
Yeah.
this is the one that can jam the signal.
Richards is trying to get the fuck out of there. Richards is like,
Mhm.
fuck you two
Right.
and your stupid resistance. Fuck Fleetwood Mac. Fuck Frank Zappa and his kids. He's like, I just want to get out of here.
Right.
And they're like, no, wait, man. We have to help the hippies and fucking, no.
No, I just want to go.
Fuck the hippies.
Fuck the- exactly.
Exactly. This
Fucking
isn't a fish
hippies,
concert.
man.
This
Yeah.
isn't.
Yeah.
This isn't Woodstock.
Fucking
Woodstock's
fish
Listen
over.
to me. This is not a fish concert.
This is not Woodstock. God
This is
damn
not
it.
Woodstock. You saw when they tried to do it again.
We
they
must get
destroyed
the hell out
place.
of here. They told me to get my ass to Mars.
I got to go.
So they're looking for to I don't even know what the uplink does.
It's
I've
going to
seen the
jam the
movie
signal.
100 times.
It
For what?
jams a signal.
And then what? And then they can show what they want on TV.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, good.
they can hijack
It's like they live.
Max Headroom.
Yeah.
So it's like they live,
They're going to
Yeah.
show reruns
Yeah,
of fucking.
yeah, it's pretty much they
It's
live, but
but without aliens.
You know what would be great is if like Richards like does it, gets the uplink, he goes along with them. All right, I'm gonna go and see a resistance. I'm gonna help you. He helps them.
Yeah.
And then they get the uplink, and he's like, okay, play what is so important, and then it's reruns of Perfect Strangers.
or something. Right. I was thinking.
Yeah.
Balky?
It's
Yeah.
the same. It's the same aerobics videos, but with him
instead of Captain
instead of
Freedom.
Captain Freedom.
Or them together. That would
or
be
them
cool.
together.
Yeah.
Oh, that
I would
be
watch
great.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd work out in that.
You know,
Come on,
right?
ladies, work those glutes.
Something I had read about this movie that I had never knew before, and it made sense when you watch the scene. So there's a scene at the end of the movie where, even though it's not really Captain Freedom fighting Ben Richards,
Right.
it's Captain Freedom fighting Ben Richards. In Predator, John McTiernan purposely almost never put Jesse Ventura in the same shot as
Yeah, it's
Dutch
huge.
because he didn't want Schwarzenegger to look small.
Right.
Never really realized that, but when you see them in this movie together, Ventura is fucking bigger. They're
Yeah.
like way
Yeah,
big.
he is
Yeah,
much
yeah.
bigger
Yeah.
than Arnold
Yeah,
Schwarzenegger.
but not bigger arms.
No, not big. We know that.
As Schwarzenegger taught him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's taller. And
He's taller
much
and bigger,
heavier.
yeah.
He's like 300 pounds.
So
back
now the next
then.
time I watch Predator, I'm going to have to
I mean, this is
pay attention to
87.
that.
He was still in the WWF.
Yeah,
right.
It was
He
like at the very end of his career. Yeah.
Yeah. He was still a big dude. A lot of steroids.
Oh yeah.
Don't tell me about steroids.
So Laura, what happens to Buzzsaw's penis? Why don't you explain that? Because
It gets buzzsawed.
it's so terrible. Like as I watched it, I was just like, Richards gets it in between his legs, and I'm just like, please don't, even though I know it's going to happen.
Mhm.
And then just straight up and just blood and guts
And
everywhere.
you see the pain in his face, and like you see him realizing that his dick is getting buzzsawed.
My nuts
so-
have now been fucking liquefied.
I got phantom pains.
Yeah, it's terrible. Now, Laughlin gets hurt by Buzzsaw, right? Does he get hurt by Buzzsaw, or was that by Sub-Zero?
Yeah, at one point Laughlin pushes
No.
Richards out of the way, and
Yeah.
Buzzsaw is like coming by, and he kind of like nicks him.
Nicks him.
Like you don't really see it that much. You see that he gets hit, but you don't know
Yeah,
that
he gets
it's
him
like
with the
some
chainsaw.
critical damage. Yeah.
But he dies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He eventually...
Slow, like we don't see him die. He gets to do the big speech like I'm dying. You must move
Right.
on.
You better.
Please.
He's like, you have to take care of this now. Now the fate of our television station is in your hands.
He's like,
or
I don't
whatever.
want to be the only asshole in heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, they become very friendly.
Yeah.
Weiss dies though. Weiss, Dynamo.
Weiss,
Dynamo
gets
kills
killed
him.
while he's trying to do the uplink.
Yeah,
Amber has seen the code. She is now the
keeper
She's the keeper of the
of the seven
code
keys.
and the 7
Mhm.
keys,
Yeah.
which lock out the 7 C's.
Yep.
And
It's a little Halloween. joke for you
Halloween.
guys.
So she has the codes. Weiss ends up getting electrocuted by Dynamo.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
Dynamo eventually gets in his tiny car. He
Oh.
chases Richards all over the place, chases him up a pile of garbage, and then his tiny car flips over. He lands like he's pinned prone, and Richards does not kill him. Richards lets him live, and then they get to the next section. They've essentially gotten through all the quadrants,
Mhm.
and Killian's realizing this, and he's like, fuck it, we've got to do something. Captain Freedom, or Fireball.
No, Fireball.
I'm sorry,
yeah.
Fireball.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim Brown is
The
Fireball.
the number one rusher is
yeah.
as Dawson
And he
calls
looks
him.
so much older, and I'm like, oh, he's too old to do this.
He
And I
wasn't.
just,
He wasn't too old. Jim
No,
Brown
they
is still
gave him
badass.
they gave him the white
but
hair.
I
and
just felt really like uncomfortable. Like he was probably.
They
like a-
purposefully, I feel, did that shot of him watching the TV with his shirt
He's
way
still-
open,
yeah.
Mhm.
so people could see that he's still jacked.
Right.
Yeah, I
Because
guess so.
I mean, Jim
I don't
Brown
know.
was.
He's like the Black Superman from
Basically.
the 60s. And
Maybe
50s,
I just
yeah.
felt more bad because he had already retired, and when
Yeah.
I retired, I don't want to have to go back to work. So.
Especially if it was a stalker in the run.
Yes,
Yes.
especially if I might get
If you
killed
had
at
to
my
wield
job.
the flamethrower.
Yeah.
So what you said the flamethrower? So that's Fireball's whole thing, right?
Yeah,
Like he's
and he can fly.
Yes, right.
Right.
Like the Rocketeer.
Yeah, he's the Rocketeer.
Yeah.
Except with a fucking flamethrower as well.
Which would make the Rocketeer much cooler.
Don't say that. I love the Rocketeer.
Never seen
I
it.
didn't say the Rocketeer was bad. It would just make him cooler.
Okay, you're probably right.
Give anybody a flamethrower, it makes them cooler.
Yeah. If you ever go on YouTube and after you watch Richard Dawson kissing a million women,
Which I'm going to over
watch
and over tonight.
watch World War II flamethrower videos.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Ooh,
I don't think I
that
need to
sounds
see
fun.
that.
If I was in war, and now I am not speaking lightly of World War II in any way, shape, or form. Warfare is a nightmare. A nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flamethrower warfare? Fuck, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Well, just watch how these things can shoot like fucking 80 feet and they just destroy everything in their path. It's fucking insane.
I'm going to Google it so I can just remember.
Yeah,
to go
Google it,
home and
remember
watch
it. And then the
Flamethrower
sad thing is
warfare.
that the guy who had to wear that thing, because those things were mighty fucking, flammable and explodable, and they've got this tank on their back. Crazy. World War II flamethrower videos. All right.
Okay.
So, Larry, what happens with Fireball?
Well, before Fireball is when Richards is offered a chance to be a stalker by Killian,
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
and he basically tells him to go fuck himself. Right? And then that's when Fireball zips in to the arena.
To the last section, right?
Right. It's the last quad, right?
Right.
They're in the last quad, and he turns down the opportunity to be a stalker, so they send Jim Brown in, and he flies in. He doesn't seem very effective. Just some barrels seem to hold him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's-
Schwarzenegger's throwing. It's like Donkey Kong, right?
It was like Donkey
Yeah,
Kong.
he's kind of
yes.
just throwing barrels at him. You know, I wish he had a hammer and he was just.
I want to throw a barrel. Like a wooden barrel, though.
Over your head?
Yeah.
That none of those sounds, which would have made it a lot cooler.
It would have been better.
Yeah. So eventually but that's also where they find last year's
The
winners, right?
corpses of last
Maria
year's
Conchita
winners.
Consuelos Gonzalez, whatever whatever. That's not racist. I'm just
Alonzo.
saying I can't remember what her name is. She's in some locker room. And she finds all these fucking guys in. The only way you know that they were
They're
contestants
spandex.
because their spandex are still glorious, like they
Right.
were just made yesterday, but they're over corpses.
Right.
Well, that just shows the high quality of Adidas's craftsmanship.
Yes,
That's right. It is
They are
Adidas. You're right. It is
Adidas.
Adidas. It is Adidas.
Adidas, much like Taco Bell survived the restaurant wars.
Yes.
Apparently, Adidas survived the shoe-wear wars of the future.
Yes.
So she looks at all these guys, and she somehow, I think they had dog tags, right?
Their name is on.
Okay, all right.
their. It's printed on their shirt.
Yeah. So
Because they just left the bodies there
Right.
and did
Right.
nothing with them.
And,
Yeah.
and Killian and the network is telling people that and they show videos.
they
the
show
winners,
fake video.
they're
of
in
them.
Hawaii living
Yeah.
it up.
Like, way
And in Hawaii, weren't they still in their Running Man
still in the Running
outfits?
Man
Like,
outfits,
hey. Because that's exactly what you would wear on vacation is
Yeah.
that hot ass
onesie.
Adidas suit.
A onesie. Yeah.
And so she sees all these guys, and she's like, "Oh my god, last year's winners!" And that's when Fireball comes in and goes, last year's losers."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that's when you realize, holy shit, the game's rigged.
Game's rigged.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
Would've
thankfully, Schwarzenegger gets there just in time because he's about to light her up. Starts throwing barrels at him. They start tussling.
Yeah, how does he kill him? He kills him with a
He-
flare or something, right?
Yeah, he finds a flare and he pulls out the gas
The feed line. Yeah, yeah.
from his thing, and I was upset that Fireball kind of went out that way because he's like, cut the commercial,
Yeah, yeah.
no. And he's like, yeah, have a light, and throws the fucking flare at him.
And
And
it lands right in between his crotch.
Right there.
Yeah.
right there, yeah.
Another crotch
Another
destroyed
crotch death, yeah.
by Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very it's a low blow.
Schwarzenegger in Austrian means destroy crotches.
Yeah.
Destroyer of crotches.
Destroyer of crotches. Something my grandfather was very into. I have been very into in my career. I'm always looking for new ways to destroy crotch with the buzz saw and with the flames and the penises. It's very good, and the testicles on fire.
Yeah. So that was the end of Fireball.
All right, so Fireball's dead. Killian's like, we got to make this guy.
You hear-
We got to make him look
Captain
dead.
Freedom to the set.
Captain Freedom
to the set.
who has been retired. He's the greatest hero of all
He's
time.
he's like an announcer now.
Right. He's essentially what he was.
what he was in
WWF.
WWF. Yeah.
He comes out and he's all pissed off because their whole thing is they're trying to have cute gimmicks.
Yeah.
Everybody has a gimmick. Sub-Zero's the hockey guy. Dynamo's the fucking light bright guy. Buzzsaw's got a buzzsaw. Flamethrower, flameball, whatever. Flameball, fucking flamethrower,
Flameball.
fireball,
Yeah.
whatever he is.
Flameball.
But I don't know what they gave fucking Captain Freedom.
He looked like they were trying to make him into Optimus Prime.
Yeah, it looks like they gave him a computer to wear on his chest.
I thought it looked like the grill of a truck. I was like, you're trying to make him into a transformer.
He looks like a 1978 Battlestar Galactica Cylon Raider
He
costume
is
without the helmet
so
on.
Pissed.
He's like,
So
I'm not going out there in this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I use my bare hands.
Yeah. So
Captain Freedom.
he refuses to go out. So what they do is they're like, we don't need him. We can do fucking face technology, which deep fake. This is got deep
Yeah.
fakes in this fucking movie. So they take a Captain Freedom. I don't know if that's actually
No,
him.
it's Captain
Is it
Freedom. They use Captain Freedom.
and they use just some other random guy who's built like Schwarzenegger. They deep fake the face. They have a fight. Everybody watches the fight, and at the end of it, Captain Freedom throws him onto a wall of spikes, and they're like, "Fuck, you didn't have to kill the dude, but we did."
Mhm.
So everybody thinks it's over. But at this point, Richards has now met up with McFleetwood.
And not only that, what we have to say that by this point, Richards has also won over the crowd.
Oh yeah, no, the
Yeah.
crowd. Yeah, because there's this one in particular little
the
old lady,
woman, yeah.
right, Laura, who is like super in love with.
She's like the #1 fan
Right.
of
Right.
Richard Dawson.
And they ask her who
Demon Killian.
they let Richard Dawson's like, who's going to get the next kill? And she's like, I think it's going to be Ben Richards.
yeah, he's
like,
like,
she
wait,
gets
wait,
booed
wait,
and everybody
yeah.
just turns
Like,
on
you got to
this
bet
old
on
lady.
a stalker. She's like, I'll bet on whoever I want, motherfucker.
yeah, that's a good line. Yeah,
I'm betting on Ben Richards. And then outside, all the people are like, yeah, 200 on Ben
Yeah,
Richards.
all the guys that have endless money that are just
Yeah.
betting constantly.
Yeah, and then the guys are like, "Fuck it, man, let him bet on." I don't know why it's Cheech and
What- I was
Chong.
gonna say-
Hey, man, let him bet on Ben
Come on,
Richards.
dudes. You know who should win? Ben Richards. He really knows how to fucking light up those penises and
Yeah,
testicles.
man.
So
Let him bet on Ben Richards.
So
man.
Richards and Amber, they meet up with Mick Fleetwood and fucking the Dweez, and they're like, we're going to storm the fucking the studio.
Yeah, Ben's like, listen, enough of the fucking around.
Right, let's fucking do this.
Take a gun. Pick up a gun. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
So in what's pretty much the most abbreviated ending to a movie ever, really, right? They go and they storm the place, and that's pretty much like kind of it. They get in there and they kind of like, and also Maria Conchita somehow, despite the fact that she got captured, obviously changed into a Running Man outfit.
Mhm.
She either keistered or vagged the videotape.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she's like, oh, by the way, I got this, and it stinks like my asshole.
Yeah.
You know?
But they
That's
played
exactly
it for
what
everybody.
you-
That's
yeah.
that's what they upload.
They
That's
play
what they
it.
played.
They play the unedited version because during the beginning of the Running Man, they showed an edited version where the police dispatcher says, those are innocent people, don't kill them.
Right.
And they edit it where Schwarzenegger's like, to hell with you.
Yeah, I'll
You
kill
know,
everybody.
I'll kill everybody. So they take over, but now we got the great comeuppance for Damon Killian, right?
Mhm.
So Damon Killian, essentially, what does Richards do with him?
Well, he kind of just straps him into that, like, the shooty car thing.
Same fucking thing,
I
right?
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I like shooty car. Go with
Shoot-
that.
the
Shooting
shoot-
car is good.
He gets
Yeah.
strapped into the shooty car thing,
Yep.
and they have like a back and forth, and he's just like
He's-
they're getting mad at each other, and then he just launches him downwards, and he goes through that whole fun tunnel,
Yeah,
and he
it
gets
blows up.
killed in a billboard of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it blows up. I don't think that thing had any.
There was no engine.
yeah. No, it
mechanics
just seemed
to
like it was
No.
more just like
It was a bobsled.
gravity.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
It was just a bobsled.
But apparently if a
bobsleds go very
bobsled-
slow.
Apparently, if
They
you're in a
still won't go up.
bobsled that hits a picture of yourself fast enough, it
Explosivo.
explodes.
There's
It'll
a
explode.
scientific theory
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The good part, though, before that was when Dawson thought Sven was going to save him.
Oh yeah.
That was a great moment in this movie too, because so many, like in the 80s and stuff, so many of the henchmen are like the secondary bad guys.
Right.
But like this is a guy that's obviously just tired of this guy's shit.
Yeah.
Because at one point, he says something to Sven, and
Yeah.
and I think Sven's character's name is Sven in the movie
Yes,
too.
it is.
And he says something to him along
You don't
the
want
lines
to
of,
confuse him. You don't
Yeah.
want to confuse him.
he says something along the lines of like, what is it, Ron? Steroids making you deaf?
Yeah.
And when he tells him to get rid of Richards, he's like, I'm going to go get some
Yeah, I got to
steroids.
get some steroids.
Yeah. That was a good line. So yeah, so Richards kills the fuck out of him, and it's kind of a bow tie on the movie. You kind of get the idea that he's probably gonna like at least fuck or have a good relationship with Amber.
Yeah.
They seem to have a thing going on. The movie kind of ends right there, right?
It comes in with that glorious John Parr song,
Oh, right,
which I
right.
listened to on repeat on the way.
Okay, I did not.
Oh,
I
the
did
song?
not.
I love that
So
song. yeah.
weird. Such a weird
It doesn't
choice.
fit it at all, but it's just
No.
like
Well, they
you
tried
can get
to
into it.
they
Like,
tried to
fuck
force
yeah.
that relationship thing.
They do that in all the movies.
I know
though.
they do. I know.
There's no reason other than the fact that there are two attractive people that they would like each other,
Yeah.
but they got to make it,
Yeah.
And
it started basically with him like tying her up and kidnapping her.
kidnapping her. He
Yeah.
ruins.
So of course
he
she falls
ruins
in
the
love.
But he
floor of
didn't
her
rape
apartment.
or murder her.
Right, no.
So that's why she's like, oh, he's a good guy.
She's
he
like-
didn't rape or murder me.
Big
guess.
plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Big
guess
plus.
so.
He saved my life after I hit him in the balls. And,
Yeah.
Right.
And fucking sold him out to the fucking future cops.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the Running Man for you. Larry, why don't we talk a little bit about the box office?
Oh, sure. I got some numbers.
This country, you gotta make the money first.
Pardon me. So budget was $27 million.
Pretty good. It
That's
looks pretty good.
That's a thick budget for back then.
It didn't go to any of the cars or anything, though.
No,
Yeah.
especially not Dynamos.
No, and also especially not that what the fuck limo was Killian riding in the beginning, like a Nissan or something?
Yeah,
Oh.
it was just like,
Garbage ass
It
limo.
looked like when you see like a meme of some like redneck who has
Yes.
hacked his pickup truck
they,
into a limo.
they weld
Like,
the cars
yeah.
together.
Basically, what that dude was driving it. So, like I said, budget $27 million. Opening weekend, $8 million. Not a great open, but it did finish with a worldwide gross of $38. So it made $11 million.
yeah, not bad.
It's not bad. It made some money. I also pulled like top movies from that year.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Running Man was the 28th overall gross.
Way under
that
Predator, I bet.
year. Yeah, Predator was 10th.
Yeah, makes sense.
Predator was 10th.
better movie.
Number one.
87?
87?
Don't say it. Let me guess.
Okay.
I'm usually pretty good at this stuff. Dirty Dancing was 87. That was probably pretty high, but that's a chick flicky type thing, so it's a little more, I
Mhm.
guess. 87. Fuck, I don't know.
Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
growth
not even that
fucking
good.
blockbuster, $153 million. Followed by Fatal Attraction, and then Platoon,
I love Platoon.
3 Men and a Baby, The Untouchables, Secret of My Success, one of your favorites, Stakeout, Lethal Weapon, and then 9 and 10 were Witches of Eastwick and Predator.
Oh, I love Witches of Eastwick.
Look at RoboCop at number 14. All right, go RoboCop.
All right, RoboCop.
Nightmare on Elm Street 3 at number 20.
Ugh. Overrated. I'm saying it, folks.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'm saying it.
Right over the Running Man. This one made just $150,000 more than the Running Man.
What?
Throw Mama from the Train.
Oh, Owen!
Owen! Get me a Pepsi with ice in it.
My favorite part about that is, and like rest her soul.
You don't have a cousin Patty.
But she was like 26 when they made the Goonies. She's very much like Wilford Brimley. She was way younger than you thought.
Yeah.
She died early. I think she died very early, and unfortunately, but like I think she was like something like maybe 44 or something.
Dude, that movie fucking
Dude,
killed
when
me.
he hits him with the fucking frying pan. Laura, have you ever seen Throw Mama from the Train?
No,
when he's
Try
trying,
Google Throw Mama from the Train.
Okay, that's
when
another
she's
thing I have to watch
asleep
now.
and he's trying to kill her and he blows the trumpet in her ear.
Yeah.
I had a dream that Louis Armstrong was playing trumpet in my ear.
Yeah. See, you listen to the pint and you learn about these things you might not have seen in a long time. Check out Throw Mama from the Train. Danny DeVito,
and Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal, and Anne Ramsey. Fucking hilarious movie.
She talked like that because she had cancer and they took out like half her tongue. That's why she talked all weird.
Ooh.
But God, it was fucking funny.
No, she was great. She's Mama
is our
Patelli
cousin-
from the Goonies.
This is our
like,
cousin Patty.
I know what the movie is. I've just never
okay.
seen it before.
This is our cousin Patty from Seattle. He's come to stay with us for a little while. You don't have a cousin Patty. It's him in the face of the frying pan. All the scrambled eggs come flying out. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's a great movie.
It's definitely worth watching. Definitely worth watching.
The Night with Fultry.
What was he? He was like a kid's, like a book writer, right?
So Billy Crystal Billy Crystal had written a book and he'd gotten divorced and his wife stole the book from him and published it under her name.
Owen
And she
was his student in his night class,
he
right?
taught like night school.
Yeah.
So here's this bitter dude watching his ex-wife everywhere on television with this #1 bestseller that he fucking wrote. And all he can do for a living is fucking teach creative writing to like dudes at a night school. And Owen is one of the dudes and he's trying to write like a book. And he gets the idea that he knows that his teacher wants to kill his ex-wife and Owen wants to kill his mother. So he's like, why don't we crisscross?
Well, let's
and that's
do this
like,
together. Yeah.
he's like, you kill my mom,
okay.
I'll kill your ex-wife.
And we have there's almost nobody will put us together.
Right.
We're not
There's
in the same
no
circles
real
or anything.
connection between them.
Yeah.
So
That's actually a really
seems
great
like
plan.
a genius idea. And
I bet it was executed perfectly.
No, a lot of fucking frying pans to the head for Billy Crystal in that movie.
Yeah,
Definitely worth it.
A lot of shenanigans in that movie.
All right, so now that was a synopsis for Throw Mama from the Train.
So we've talked about the cutting edge.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, if you're listening to this and saying they're a little off focus tonight, this is the first episode we've recorded at my house in a while, so we're having a good time and we're just getting used to that feeling again. All right,
I think
so
we're all just thinking about mayonnaise still too.
yeah, and mayonnaise, Duke's mayonnaise. I've got to try that. All right, let's rate this thing.
You gentlemen seen your midterm grades yet?
Well, they're not posted yet, sir.
I've seen them.
All right, let's start with Laura. Okay. You know the rules, Laura. Laura, you know the rules. 0 to 5, 0 the worst, 5 the best. Quarter and half scale optional. What do you give 1987's The Running Man?
I'm going to give it a 3.75.
Okay.
I like the movie a lot. It really entertained me and it's fun. You know, the budget doesn't really seem to match up with what it looked like.
With what you got. Yeah.
But it's enjoyable every time you watch it. And, and I really liked watching Richard Dawson in this movie. He was the best actor in this movie.
Well, one of the things people forget about Richard Dawson is that he was an actor. He was in Hogan's Heroes. So in the 60s, he was an actor.
But also he was up against, there were so many other people in this movie. And he was the best actor. And he's the weird, creepy, kissy guy.
Yeah.
So
he had to act against Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm.
That must have been tough.
And he didn't even kiss him.
No.
Well, we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, that might have happened off screen.
We don't know.
Don't tell me Richard Dawson didn't kiss Arnold. I was there.
All right, Scary Larry, what do you love this movie?
I do love this movie.
You got a shirt on.
I got a shirt on.
You demanded. You said, we're fucking talking about this, so what do you give?
I don't remember that part of it.
Nah, you didn't.
Okay,
you
all
didn't.
right. All right, but I definitely agreed willingly when you brought it up. I love The Running Man. You know, the weird romance, but again, it's the 80s.
Yeah, that's going to happen everywhere.
They force a romance in every action film. You know, even Rambo got his romance in part 2.
Oh,
you know.
right. Yeah.
You know, it happens. This is like not quite peak quippiness for Arnold, but it's close.
Oh, this
peak is Commando for me.
Commando, you're right.
Yeah, Commando I think is like top of his game with the one-liners.
Yeah.
Like Commando is just fucking
Don't bother my friend.
Yeah, he's dead tired. Commando is just like, but this is close. This got some really good ones. Schwarzenegger hasn't really figured out how to act yet, but he doesn't have to.
No.
He doesn't have to. He just got to be a big guy who runs and hits people. Jesse Ventura is always fun in a movie. But like Laura said, and I'm not even fucking kidding, Dawson should have gotten some Oscar looks for this.
He's great in this, yeah.
He really, really kills it. Kills it as a bad guy.
Ebert gave this movie, I think I was reading, Ebert gave this a really good score and almost wholly based on
Richard Dawson.
Yeah,
100%.
He just did such a good job. I was
he's
floored,
fucking, he is perfect in this movie. And I think it's his last movie. I don't think he ever did another movie.
No, And he died in like 2012. So he lived for a long time, yeah.
But I love The Running Man. It's a lot of fun. Always good for a rewatch. This is one of those, if it's on TV, doesn't matter if it's 45 minutes into it, I'm going to leave it on and watch the whole thing. I'm going to 4 on The Running Man.
All right. I'm the bad guy here.
No, you don't have to be the bad guy.
I enjoy
as long as you give it higher than you gave Predator, we're fine.
Oh, no, that's not going to happen. Predator got a 5.
Oh, all right.
Predator is a rare 5 in my book.
5.2 then.
The Running Man is a fun movie. I love the book. And I don't want to do that.
It's totally different.
Totally different. So I don't want to say.
Did you know that when the guy bought the rights to the book, he didn't know it was a Stephen King book?
Really?
Yeah. And Stephen King demanded that his name not be on the movie. It's nowhere in the movie. He had already been outed 2 years prior.
Yeah, because I think it says it's based on a Richard Bachman novel.
Yeah, he's like, don't put my name in it, even though he was already outed.
Meanwhile, Stephen King put his name on Graveyard Shit.
Yeah, no, and not because I don't think because he didn't think he would like it. I think he just wanted it to carry the Bachman
to be
name.
its own thing, right?
Right. But I've always found it interesting that the guy buying the rights had no idea it was a Stephen King.
That's like finding a fucking like John Lennon handwritten lyrics in your house somewhere.
I was going to say Jackson Pollock painting at a garage sale.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, so
absolutely,
I'm gonna go a little bit lower than Laura and lower than you. Obviously, I'm gonna go 3.25. It's solid.
That's not a bad score.
It's a solid, fun movie.
Right in the middle.
I think Schwarzenegger is prime quippiness. Like you said, Commando. But he has a really fun time with this one. Mm-hmm. The lines about the Hawaiian shirt are fucking classic.
Those are just great.
I had the perfect shirt for it, and you fucked it up. Yeah. I love that line. All right, so one last thing along all the grading stuff. My wife Lindsay watched this with me. She was originally going to do the show with us, and got to wrangle my dogs. My dogs are assholes, so she couldn't do this one with us. But we asked her for her score. I don't know if you wanted to ask her for her score.
Oh, no.
Lindsay grades the Running Man at a cool 2.5.
Ooh. Graded cool very 2.5. Harshly.
Very harshly. Yeah. Not a fan. I'm going to take it. But she wanted to point out, which I had already brought up, but she did do some research, the Paula Abdul stuff.
Okay.
So Lindsay did some research. I appreciate that, Lynn, and we will get you on soon. We'll just, I don't know, we'll give the dogs Xanax or something like that.
Yeah, I'll muzzle the dogs.
We'll muzzle the dogs. We'll chain them up. We'll do something terrible to my dogs.
People love that.
Yeah. All right, so this has been The Pint. Please go to our Patreon, patreon.com/thepint. $2.50 a month gets you all kinds of brand new shows that you're not going to get normally listening. Recently did a Trash, Tolerable, or Treasure on Psycho, 1998. A couple other things. Talked about the first couple episodes of the new Obi-Wan Kenobi show. At this point, not new anymore. It's over. But that's the kind of stuff you can get, so check us out there. And other than that, go to Twitter and Instagram at The Pint Podcast, and on Facebook, The Pint Podcast. And until next time, Larry, say it.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
It's over, Johnny. It's over! Nothing is over! Nothing! You just don't turn it off!